I never intended on ever watching this film, but here we are. Actually, it was because of Sideways' video on the soundtrack is why I'm here. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a great video. I even recommend you watch it first. There has been a lot of opinions about this film, and let's just address the elephant in the room. The CGI is not the greatest, considering the budget this film was given, but it's not the worst either. What seems to be really pissing people off is the inconsistency of the film as a whole. The imagery is weird, the story's all over the place, and the music... Like I said, watch Sideways' video. Here's a clip showing what the final visual product was supposed to be for this film, and what originally got a lot of actors on board in the first place. The details are gorgeous, the fur is more pronounced, and with the face covered with hair, it improves the overall appearance. I would have loved to have seen this in the film, but it's speculated that the budget was cut when the teaser trailer was released and the majority of the reviews were negative. I'm not a professional of any kind, that includes music. All I can do is give my little opinion in a whole sea of opinions. With that being said, why cast Judi Dench? Please don't misunderstand me. I love and respect Judi Dench, but I don't understand why they casted her. The role should have gone to someone who could go toe-to-toe with Kim Page's performance of Old Deuteronomy, like Bette Midler or Patti LuPone. I don't think it was fair on Judi Dench. There are so many other issues with this film, but everyone else has already pointed them out. What I do is rewrite the story into a version that is more considerate to the audience's expectations of the film based on the reviews. I draw my own pictures to get better understanding of what's taken place in my rewrite and to avoid copywriting. With that, let's get this over with. Instead of it opening with Victoria being thrown away, she instead has just moved with her owners to a new house, making her the new cat on the block. While everyone else sleeps, Victoria is woken by cats passing by the window. One of them stops to look at her and with a smile invites her to join them. She hesitantly decides to follow and the number begins. A trash can is knocked over, dispersing the cats. Mistopheles calls out to Victoria as McCavity watches from the shadows. A new number begins and Munkastrap touches Victoria's hand, making her a jellicle cat. She does her dance and the number ends. While making the way to Jenny Any Dots, Victoria spots Jemima. Is she one of the candidates? Oh no. If she would sing, she possibly could be a candidate, but Jemima was abandoned as a kitten and refuses to speak as a result. When they reach the house, the number begins. When it's over, Rum Tum Tugger gives his performance. But it's interrupted by Grisabella. Victoria goes to greet her, but Munkastrap doesn't allow it and explains why. Like the film just said, Grisabella was a jellicle cat that isn't anymore but wants to be one again. The only way that can happen is by having a jellicle cat touch her on the hand, welcoming her back into the group. In the remake, Victoria isn't a jellicle cat, and yet they touch her 4 times in the first number, and the very first touch was grabbing her by the hand. I got mixed signals from this film. It came off as if Victoria was wanting to be one of the candidates of the jellicle choice, considering she was abandoned, and it also felt as if the whole point of the film was to see Victoria made into a jellicle cat, and poor Grisabella was done dirty in this film. In the behind-the-scenes clips, you could tell that they were very focused on Victoria's character, causing Grisabella's character to be pushed to the side, and it shows in the film. I brought back Jemima's character because she did have a significant role in the musical, and I made her a Siamese cat because I had a Siamese cat growing up, and I thought it'd be a nice homage to her. Her name was Dusty. As for Victoria's character, she is a representation of the audience. After Victoria goes off with the mischievous twins, the rest of the cats regroup as the word spreads that Old Deuteronomy is soon to arrive. Mistopheles looks around but can't find Victoria. Munkastrap instructs him to find her as the rest of the cats prepare for Old Deuteronomy's arrival. Having no idea where to search, Mistopheles looks up and Jemima points in the direction the 3 went off to. After the twins' number, they run off, leaving Victoria to take the blame. Mistopheles rescues her and they run to join the other cats. Watching from up high, with no one around to hear, Jemima sings Beautiful Ghost. When finished, she joins the other cats, keeping her distance, unaware that someone did hear. The next number begins as Old Deuteronomy arrives and Victoria is presented to her as the newest member. First off, scratch all that nonsense with the barge and McCavity wanting to be reborn. Second, there is a purpose for Jemima singing Beautiful Ghost and Grisabella hearing it. Beautiful Ghost is a beautiful song, but due to its message, it's important to be mindful who sings it to who. Like Sideways said in his video, having Victoria sing it to Grisabella makes her come off less sympathetic, because the message of the song is saying, sorry things aren't going well for you, but at least you have beautiful memories to get you through it. When presenting a character that's being mistreated, it's an automatic thing to root for that character and the one extending their hand out to the mistreated character. However, in the remake, it was all backwards. After the cats drop in exhaustion, Grizabella sees this as her chance to sing in hopes of rejoining the group. She slinkers out of the shadows and the cats immediately keep their distance. As she sings, they refuse to look at her, all except Victoria and Old Deuteronomy, but then Jemima too turns to look at her. The two lock eyes and Jemima knows that she heard her sing. Unfortunately, the three of them is not enough incentive for Grizabella to continue singing. Victoria tries to make her way to Grizabella, but again, one of the other cats stops her. Grizabella leaves and Old Deuteronomy starts her number. When finished, Jemima backs away from the group as the energy picks up again and Gus begins his performance. The remake only had Victoria hearing Grizabella singing, but in the musical it is imperative that she sing to the group. The whole point of this is showing that the group as a whole doesn't want her back because they don't think she deserves to be a Jellicle cat again after she threw it away the first time. That's why they constantly stop Victoria from approaching her. In the musical, when Old Deuteronomy sings and then Jemima, it's foreshadowing, especially since they use Grizabella's music. In my rewrite, when Jemima turns to look at Grizabella and they make eye contact, this is Jemima connecting with Grizabella, and I cannot state enough how important this is. When Skimbleshanks disappear, McCavity's number begins. The cats do their best to protect Old Deuteronomy, but she keeps disappearing and the catnip is incapacitating them. McCavity appears on stage with all the missing cats and finishes his number. Munklestrap jumps him, demanding that he bring Old Deuteronomy back, who is still missing. With a big, sinister grin, he replies, "Do it yourself," and disappears, along with his minions. Desperate to get Old Deuteronomy back, they look to Mistopheles, who's in need of a confidence boost. By his third try, he is successful, which gives him the confidence to end his number with a bang. I know a lot of people, including myself, like for villains to have some type of backstory and motivation as to why they're doing what they're doing, but in this case, McCavity just likes being evil, and I think that's good enough. It was good enough for the past 38 years, why can't it be now? Honestly, the whole deal with the boat felt so slapped together last minute. Alright, it's time to put this cat out of its misery. While everyone celebrates having Old Deuteronomy back, a cat sings announcing dawn is upon them. It's time to make the Jellicle choice, and Victoria spots Grizabella through the cracks of the theater. While everyone is distracted, she guides Grizabella through the crowd until they're center stage. Again, the cats turn away. Grizabella sings, but her words aren't reaching them, and she collapses in defeat. Victoria tries to usher her on, but it's no use, until Grizabella hears her song being sung to her. All the cats look up, stunned, to see Jemima singing. Not only does this give Grizabella the strength to keep going, but it encourages the rest of the cats to look and listen as Grizabella gives her final performance. Victoria looks to Munklestrap, who consents, and finally Grizabella is a Jellicle cat once more, as it's clear to all that she is the Jellicle choice. It was made clear that Jemima doesn't speak or sing, which is actually very similar to Creek from Trolls. I didn't realize that till now. Anyway, when hearing the cat that has been mute most of her life, it bewilders all the others, which entices them to truly listen to Grizabella's lyrics, and turn to really look at what they've been turning away from all these years. When Grizabella first heard Jemima sing Beautiful Ghost, it immediately made her connect with Jemima because she is a cat that has suffered just as much as her, which entices her to sing Memory to Jemima, letting her know she's not alone. So when it's finally time for Grizabella to give her final performance, it's time for Jemima to let Grizabella know that she's not alone, which encourages her to truly give it her all. When writing a story for whatever platform, it's essential for the audience to connect with the characters. The best way to do that is by having the characters connect with each other. With the musical being made into a more typical story, it was imperative that the characters connect with each other, specifically with Grizabella, but that didn't happen. The music wasn't the greatest versions of these songs. McCavity was the most entertaining for me, and I know a lot of people tolerate this film because of Jennifer Hudson's performance of Memory. But this film was disassembled and reassembled in such a manner that the build-up for Memory was so significantly downplayed that by the time it reached that part of the film, I felt nothing, which is a shame because Jennifer Hudson is a phenomenal singer. In the end of the day, my opinion is just one of many, and if you like this rendition of the musical, then I'm happy for you, and if you didn't, there are other versions out there, and I hope you like this video.